Okay, enough with the singing and dancing. Obviously, that's what I was doing before I started recording. I am in such a country spring rom-com mood. Is it the sunny weather? Is it because of spring? I don't know what it is. I just feel like I want to sit outside in the sun, in nature, and read romance books. And that's very not like me because I normally prefer reading my darker books and I prefer darker vibes. Anyways, this is a monthly reset routine. This is not a reading vlog or a bookish vlog. Welcome back to another monthly reset routine, my friends. Today we will be resetting for the month of May. We are already in the 5th month of 2025. I'm not gonna say where the time is going, but where is it going? Really, it is just moving so fast. So, you know the drill. Grab a tea, grab a coffee, and let's sit down and reset for the new month. We will go through our April goals, set new goals. We will create a mood board. I will share my reading wrap up, my monthly favorites. You know how these videos go. I love filming these videos. I always love spending this time with you. It feels like just chatting with friends, talking about how our month was, what our goals are, how we are all doing. I hope you are doing amazing. I hope April was a great month for you. For me, it was good. It was a regular month, except for some health issues again, but nothing major. So we're not even gonna really talk about it. I got a cold, so I guess we are going to talk about it. So I had a cold, and I think that I also have some spring allergies, which is very weird because I never ever in my life had spring allergies. And I feel like this year I have some issues with my skin, some itchiness. Anyways, April was good. It was good, but we would rather make to be better allergy-wise and health-wise. Other than that, April was fantastic. It was good. Let me know down in the comments how April was for you. And let's go through our April goals. During April, we celebrated Easter, and I did manage to get most of the gifts early, so I will give that a check. I will give this goal to me. I did achieve it. My next goal was to book a doctor appointment, and I specifically wanted to go to the gastroenterologist, which I didn't manage to do because I had to go to the dermatologist and I'm still not done with him. I just couldn't do 2 doctors in 1 month and follow 2 different, I don't know, prescriptions. I don't even know if the gastroenterologist is going to give me a prescription. I have no clue. Then my next goal was to continue my vacation planning. I'm so excited that I did that. I will be going on holiday this summer and you will be coming with me. Stay tuned for that vlog. I mean, this vlog is gonna be posted like after a good few months, but you will be coming with me. I will be filming that trip. Then my next goal was to get a bookshelf and organize it. That is also a success. My amazing godfather built me a bookshelf and I organized it. I have it right behind the camera. It's looking amazing. I love it. I just stare at it every single day. And I just have the urge to move my books around and display different books every once in a while. I just love my bookshelf. I don't know how I lived without a bookshelf for this long. Gorgeous. My next goal was to continue a book series, which I did. I read the second book on the Kindred's Cursed Saga. So I continued that series, and my last goal was to stretch 5 times a week, which was also a success. I did focus on my stretching a lot this month. During April, I was like, girl, get your stretching back together. You have started feeling very stiff. And I just fell back in love with stretching. I mean, I never had a problem with stretching. I always loved stretching, but I was just not stretching as often as I used to. But during April, we changed that. And I feel like when I do something almost daily and I have it as a goal, I low-key push myself to do it because I don't want to not achieve my goal. And I also feel like sharing my goals with you keeps me accountable because I don't want to come here and say that, you know, I didn't do anything. During April, I failed every single one of my goals, which is okay if some months we don't achieve all of our goals or none of our goals, I guess. But still, it can happen. Life can happen. But I have noticed that the more I do something, the easier it is for me to continue doing it, which just makes sense. So these were my goals. I think I did pretty well. And let's go through my May goals. So my first goal is to spend time in silence. I have been thinking about this for a little while now. I have noticed that it's not that easy for me to stay in silence a lot of the times. It's like I need to be stimulated to some extent all of the time. Like when I'm cooking, I want to listen to music or I want to watch a YouTube video. When I'm doing chores, when I'm taking a shower, when I'm doing my skincare. You know, these are moments that I could sit in silence with my thoughts. But I tend to listen to music or watch YouTube videos. I just want to have some background noise. And I feel like a lot of people are like this nowadays. I'm noticing it with a lot of people around me too, that they cannot sit in silence. I know that I can sit in silence, but when I am sitting in silence, I feel like I would rather be listening to music now, or I would rather be watching a YouTube video now. But I want to be more mindful about sitting in silence. Maybe I can prepare my breakfast with no music on one day, or maybe I can just do my chores in silence and just stay with my thoughts. But I just feel like nowadays most of us are very dependent on always being distracted by something or consuming something, and even though there is nothing wrong with all of these, I would rather stay also in silence. That was a huge explanation, wasn't it? But I would love to know if you spend time in silence, mindfully. The next goal is to walk on my treadmill at least twice a week. I used to walk on my treadmill very, very frequently, but for the longest time, I just stopped walking on it altogether. Because now that I work a regular job, I mean, being a freelancer is not a regular job, but it does require me sitting many hours in my apartment, which doesn't really help me move that much. But now, since I also work at the dentist, I do walk. I walk on the bus stop, I walk to the dentist's office. Sometimes I might need to run some errands for the office, so I will walk for that too. So my daily life consists of more walking nowadays, but I still want to also use my treadmill because, first of all, it is just sitting in the corner, not being used, which is not nice. And second of all, I like walking. It is so good for our health, and walking has so many benefits. So I want to start walking on a faster pace at least 2 times a week while using my treadmill. Then I want to work out 3 times a week with my dumbbells. This is a very frequent goal that I have, but again, I want to have it written down as a goal and share it with you just to keep myself accountable, even though lately I feel like I have been in my fitness game again. And even though some days I might feel very tired, I still push myself and get up and work out. Obviously, I'm not encouraging burning yourself out and working yourself to the ground. If you have been working, I don't know, 12 hours that day, or you have had a very bad day and you are beat it, you will not push yourself to its limits and try to work out. But most of the times when we feel tired and sluggish, you know, after a work day, if we get up and we work out, we can actually complete that workout. I have noticed that with myself. Sometimes it is just our brains stopping us, you know? At some point I had read somewhere online, I don't know where I read it. Maybe it was when I used to have TikTok and I saw it at a TikTok, I don't remember. But the person in that video had written, "My favorite animal is me doing it tired." And I think about that all the time. I am tired, but I will get up and I will work out and I will crush my goals. Another very long explanation for this goal. My next goal is to have one 24-hour social media detox day. I want to take a day when I will not go to any social media apps, like any social media apps. Maybe it could be a day where I will mostly focus on chores around the house or just get out or read more. I will try. But I will try. People used to live without social media. I can do it as well. And my last goal, ironic, if we keep in mind the previous goal, is to post YouTube shorts more often. I used to have such a fun time creating TikToks, but then I felt like TikTok was a bit of a waste of time. But on the other hand, I love creating those little short videos. I feel like they are fun. I don't necessarily love consuming them. I prefer long form content, but I especially love cute, aesthetic, bookish, short videos with maybe book recommendations, or I love seeing girls starting a new book of the day and outfit of the day, or my top 5 FMCs. You get the idea. I love that type of content. And I would love to film more of these short videos too. I'm not gonna go crazy and upload one short video a day, but I would love to upload maybe once a week. We'll see. These are all of my May goals. As always, let me know some of your goals down in the comments. And how about we have a look at my mood board for the month of May. You already know that I have made it, and I'm already using it as my laptop's wallpaper, and I love it. So let's have a look at it. Alright, so this is my May mood board. Very simple, but I like it. It feels very calming, very moody, and it just reminds me of the month that I want to have. So for the first picture, I chose it because I want to figure out my itchy skin, my skin situation. I think that it is spring allergies, but I'm not quite sure yet. I have another dermatologist appointment, so we will see about it. But I wanted to have a healthy skin picture in my mood board just to manifest chest, healthy, not itchy skin. The second picture just reminds me of the silent moments that I want to have, spending time in silence. I love this next little saying: romanticize your life, take pretty pictures, feel like the main character, light up a candle, read books, go for a walk, dance to your favorite music, buy yourself presents, do whatever you want, be happy. This is your life, don't let anyone take it from you. Perfectly said. This is exactly how I want to live my life, to romanticize my life. Being happy and having a good life doesn't require us overcomplicating things. We don't need huge things to be happy and fulfilled. I mean, I cannot talk for everyone. I will talk for myself. I am a simple person, and I feel like all these things that this little paragraph says are things that can make me happy and make me feel like I am living a fulfilled life. Do I want more things in life? Yes. Do other things that are not included in this picture fulfill me? Yes. But still, I feel like all of these things just describe me perfectly, and I feel like they are also the perfect things for all of us to do in order to feel happier and more at peace. I also had read somewhere that feeling like the main character or being the main character is very self-centered, and the people who do that are full of ego, and I couldn't disagree more. I believe that feeling like you are your own main character is such a great way to romanticize your life and your simple moments. Why do some people find the need to say something negative about everything? What is somebody else's issue if I want to walk on the street and pretend that I am my own life's main character? Not pretend, I am my own life's main character. I will focus on my happiness. Of course, I will care for others, I will give love to others, I will try to help others, but I am my main character. No one else is the main character in my story, and no one else should be the main character in your story. So read your favorite books, burn your favorite candles, put on your favorite perfume, the cute outfit you have been holding on for a special occasion. Every day is a special occasion. Make your today as special as it can be. We don't have to wait for special occasions. We can make every single day special. Some days will be harder than others, of course. Some months might be harder than others. Some years might be harder than others. But all in all, I want to focus on the core of my life, which is me. I am the main character, and I don't say that in an egotistic way, but I feel like in order for us to do good and be the light in somebody else's life, we need to be first the light in our own lives. Anyways, I just love this little paragraph, and I hope you keep those words with you and you try to implement some of these things in your daily life. Then the next picture, I chose it because I obviously want to walk more frequently on my treadmill. Then we all know that I am obsessed with drinking tea, so I wanted a cup of tea. Why not? It is cute. And of course, we have to have a little bit of a bookish inspo in my mood boards always. So this is my May mood board, and let's jump right into the next part of this monthly reset, which is my reading wrap up. Let's talk about all of the books that I read during April. So as always, I will give you some of my thoughts for these books and my ratings. I don't really go in depth in my reading wrap ups in my monthly reset routines. I normally film me reading every single one of these books in reading vlogs. So if you go back to my reading vlogs, I'm pretty sure that you can find me reading these books, or you will find me reading these books in an upcoming reading vlog, because I normally film what I am reading. So the first book that I read was The Strawberry Patch Pancake House by Laurie Gilmore. This is part of the Dream Harbor series. The first book is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. This is the Dream Harbor series. How cute are these covers? So this is the fourth book in this series, and I think we are expecting one more, which is going to be the last one. But I had a lovely time reading this book. It was not my favorite out of this series, but I gave it 3.75 stars. It was very cute. I loved the spring energy of the book. Since it is currently spring, I feel like this book put me in the spring mood even more. But I didn't fall head over heels with our main characters. There was a little kid in this book, Olive, and she was very cute. I liked her. Then I read Glow of the Everflame. I gave it 4 stars. This is the second book in the Kindred's Curse saga. So the first book is The Spark of the Everflame. I enjoyed the first book a bit more, I feel like. In the second book, the main character, the FMC, was very annoying. I even thought about DNFing the book at some point, but I kept reading, and I like a lot of the other characters, the side characters and the MMC, so I kept reading. It is an interesting story, but all in all, I don't feel like this is a favorite series of mine. But then again, I have, I think, at least 2 more books to read in this series, so we will see. I might change my mind, but it was a pretty good fantasy book if we just ignore the fact that the FMC was annoying. Then I read Heartless by Marissa Mayer. I really enjoyed this book. I gave it 3.75 stars. This is YA. This is a very fairy tale-like fantasy book, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. I feel like sometimes I don't really enjoy very fairy tale-like YA books, but I did enjoy this one. I really liked our 2 main characters, Catherine and Jest. Oh my god, Jest is such a charming MMC. I loved him. They deserved better. And Catherine was right to become the mean queen of hearts. She was just right, you know? It was not her fault. I will stand by her forever. Then I read The Prison Healer, which was also the book that I read with my book club members. I have a book club on Fable, and me and my book besties over there read 1 book every single month together, and we're planning on completing this series together, so we will read the next 2 books together as well. But it is always a fun time reading books with them, and this was our April read. I gave this book 4 stars. I thought about giving it 3.75, but the ending was crazy. I didn't see that plot twist coming. The last page, one of the last lines, if you know, you know. That plot twist was insane. Didn't see that coming at all, so that deserves 4 stars. This is a really good story, a very nice premise. It is dark. I love our characters, especially 2 of our side characters, Tip and Nari. They are my favorite. I like our FMC2 Kiva, but I feel like I'm not as connected to her so far. Maybe in the next 2 books I will feel more connected to her. I'm not really vibing with the main guy, Jaren. Maybe again in the next 2 books I will feel more connected to him. But so far I don't really see also the romance. I mean, we didn't really have much of romance in this book, but still I don't really see it. Kiva and Jaren, I don't. But the plot is very good. The characters are very good, excellent side characters, and the plot twist in the end was crazy, so I gave it 4 stars. Then I read the Book of Azrael, to which I ended up giving 3.75 stars. I had higher expectations for this book. I thought that I would freaking love it, but I didn't. Our main characters are nice, but I was not obsessed with them. And also at the same time, I feel like I have seen this kind of plot before. I know that it is not exactly the same like other fantasy books, obviously. This has to do with gods and monsters. So that should have been something newer and fresher reading about, but at the same time, it wasn't. I don't even feel like I want to continue the series. I don't know if I will end up continuing it, but I think that I won't. It was not bad. Obviously 3.75 is not a bad rating, but I'm not crazy about it. You know, I don't feel like I am interested in finding out what is gonna happen, and I low-key feel like I know what is gonna happen, and the book hasn't really kept my attention. I feel like it was too long. Also, the world building was not clear to me. Also, I was sick while I was reading it. Maybe that was the case. Maybe I was a bit hazy or something, but I'm not crazy about it. I don't know if I will continue it, but I know that a lot of people love it, so don't let me stop you from reading it. Then I read Enchantra, which is the 2nd book in the Wicked Games series. I think that's how it's called. The 1st book is Phantasma. In this 2nd book, we were following the main girls from the 1st book, Sister. Did that make sense? It was really fun. It was gothic. It was eerie. We again had a deadly competition, a deadly game in the book, which was so cool to read about. I definitely enjoyed Phantasma a little bit more, and the trials in that 1st book, and the whole atmosphere and the characters of the 1st book I think are my favorite. But I did still enjoy the 2nd book as well, and I ended up giving it 4 stars, and I cannot wait to read the 3rd book in this series. The last book that I finished during April, and I actually finished it last night, was Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. 5 stars. This was my only 5-star of the month. I freaking loved this book. I also put some sticky bookmarks on some pages because there were some really nice quotes there. Abby Jimenez will forever be my favorite romance, contemporary romance author, but keep in mind that you shouldn't go into this thinking that it is a fluffy rom-com. It is not. This book does follow a love story, but it is very heavy and very emotional. It is a sad book, so go into it expecting to read about real humans, raw experiences, real life problems that you could go through, I could go through, anybody could go through. I love how real and authentic her characters feel. Her writing is amazing. I was not bored, not even for 1 second while I was reading this book. I am in love with her two main characters. They just match and they complement each other perfectly. I just love them. I love this book, this story. It is sad, it is heavy, but it is also really good. So 5 stars for Say You'll Remember Me, and I will read whatever this author writes. I'm such a huge fan. I cannot wait for her next book release. I am very excited. I also read a short story which was included towards the end of this book. I think that this short story was included in an exclusive edition of Just for the Summer. I guess I didn't have that exclusive edition. I think that I didn't because I hadn't read that short story. So I guess this short story cannot be counted as a book, but I did read it this morning and it is called The Situationship. I gave it 4 stars. The start of the short story was not my favorite. There was a weird scavenger hunt mentioned, but I liked the rest of the short story. I thought that the characters were very cute and they matched very nicely. So I gave it 4 stars. I mean, it's a short story. How wrong could it go? Right? And now I will share my monthly favorites. So my first favorite is obviously my new bookshelf. My second favorite is this chai by Yogi Tea. It is delicious. If you love the taste of cinnamon and cardamom and ginger, this is perfect. It reminds me of autumn, but even though it is spring, I'm still very much enjoying it. And then my third favorite is this mug that my sister got me as a gift for Easter. It has poppies on it. That's why she chose it and I love it. It is very cute. Don't mind the lipstick stains. I hope you don't find that gross. And as always, I have a good few songs that I was listening to non-stop this month. I will have them on the screen. You can pause the video, write down the songs, look them up on Spotify. My music taste is all over the place. I feel like I listen to so many different styles of music and I love that for me. There is a song for every occasion and for every mood. So that brings us to the end of this monthly reset routine, my friends. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye friends!